Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today let's take a look at the 2026 Hummer EV. This is the SUV 3X. It's finished off in deep Aurora metallic and the MSRP is just over $106,000. Now this is a full EV. It's powered by a 170 kilowatt battery along with 3 electric motors. It's also paired to a single-speed transmission, and GMC claims 830 horsepower, 11,500 pound-feet of torque to the wheels. So with an EV you have instant torque, and with their calculations that is the number for this model. Now this also has all-wheel drive. It features all-wheel steering too, and several different modes with that, like crab walk and king crab walk. It weighs in around 8,600 pounds. 0 to 60 is 3.5 seconds. Top speed is 112 miles an hour. It also has a total range of 310 miles. Now this also has a wheelbase of 126.7 inches. Its overall length is 206.7. It has a width of 86.5, a height of 77.8, and its maximum ground clearance is 16 inches. So with the height adjustable suspension, you can take this off-road and have plenty of ground clearance. Now as we work our way to the exterior styling, I think this has a really cool design to it. It's a massive vehicle. It has a huge road presence to it. And then you'll notice up front, Hummer is actually within the lighting of this upper section. So you'll notice as I approach the vehicle, all of the DRLs are lit, and you'll notice the EV logo too. So all of those are lit up, which is nice to see. This also has LEDs for all of the lighting too. You'll notice fog lights in the gloss black section of the bumper. There's also a camera up front, all of the parking sensors. There's steel skid plates too, and then take a look at these massive tow hooks up front. Those are very heavy duty. You can use those to tow out anything. You'll notice too, this has a high clearance bumper, so you can see quite a lot of that front tire to give it a great approach angle too. And then as you lift the vehicle up, that will of course improve that too. There's also some massive hood bulges on both sides. It's a wide vehicle, so you have a lot to cover there. Now as we work our way to the side, this has gloss black for the fender arches. You'll notice too the very large wheels and tires that give it a great look. You'll see HEV down on the side there. There's also gloss black for the power folding side mirrors, which do have a camera. And then you'll notice 3X on that gloss black trim accent, and then steel running boards. So those not only will give it some protection off-road, but it makes it easier to enter and exit. You'll notice too with the Hummer EV, you can take the roof panels off. So they're 4 individual panels, so that way you could actually take 1 off, leave 3 on. You could have 2 off, leave 2 on. It's worth noting that the doors are not removable, so it is just the roof panels. And then as we work our way to the back, you'll notice there's a full-size spare with the backup camera. There's LEDs for the lighting. This can tow right around 10,500 pounds, which is pretty impressive for this EV. You'll notice too all of the parking sensors and then the high clearance rear bumper too. So it has a pretty good approach, departure, and breakover angle for this massive vehicle. Now as we work our way to the interior cargo space, this is an electronic tailgate or swing gate. So you just have to push on that button and it will open up for you. You can use the key fob for that as well, and the rear window does slide up and down. You do have to control that from the driver's seat there. But this also has a very high load height. So if you're looking to place in items, you need to be pretty tall in order to gain access to the back here. Now you'll notice there's a little bit of storage underneath, so you can place some items if you need to. You have a storage bin on one side, there's an area to place a cover, there's also some tie-down hooks, and then you can use these to electronically fold down the seats. Now you cannot put them back up, so they are manual to put back up, but there's quite a lot of space in the back of this vehicle to make it a practical SUV. And then just push on that button, and once you let go, it will close back for you. So neat to see that. You don't even have to open that yourself. There's also the charging port on this driver's side, so you can use that of course to plug it in as needed. And then you have proximity door handles, so you can lock and unlock the vehicle with all 4 doors. For the interior of this model, there's bows for the audio. You have cup holder storage, a little bit of storage down below, and then some nice materials for the two-tone design. And then it's pretty easy to flip these seats up and lock them into place, where you do have a grab handle, so you can use that to easily hop in. You have storage pockets. These are also heated seats. There's your fan speed, temperature adjustments, more fans down below. You have storage and auxiliaries. And then as far as headroom goes, I know the roof is off right now, but I am just barely touching my head right here. So you have a few inches where you could be a little bit taller than me. You have the roof panel, of course, right in front of you there, but for its size, it's pretty spacious for 3 people. Now right in the middle, there's also cup holders, there's the armrest, and then you have some very large windows in that cargo space so you can easily see all around. Now before we hop to the front seats, this also has storage space up front where you do have to use the key fob. So you can press and hold on that. You do have to hold it for this operation, and then you can get a look at the space up front. Now with these bags here, you can actually fit all 4 panels up front and bring them with you. So you can take them off, put them up front, and you have a nice secure location for them. You also notice I have the charging cable in there at the moment, and there's also some tie down hooks too. Now it's also interesting to note, I haven't seen any other exterior controls to open and close this front storage. So you do have to use the key fob or control inside. There's no hidden buttons up front, which I think would be nice to see. Now as we work our way up front, the door panel is just like the rear. There's all the memory seating adjustments, your window controls, side mirror adjustments. All 4 windows are auto down, but none of them are auto up. So you do have to hold all of the controls. Would be nice to see automatic up for all of the windows. And then Hummer EV is in the trim piece there for these 2-tone seats. You do get grab handles up front for your passengers too. And then once we are inside, there's no engine start stop. So as you can tell, it senses that I'm in the vehicle. All of the electronics will come to life. Once I put my foot on the brake, it will tell me I need to buckle in order to shift, and then you are ready to go. Now with this Model 2, it does feature Super Cruise. I did use that on the highway. This also has auto changing for your lanes. So once you put your turn signal on, it will do the lane change for you. There's leather for the steering wheel with HEV down below. You'll notice on the left side, there's this regeneration paddle that you can pull on. So instead of pushing on the brake pedal, you can pull on that. It will slow the vehicle down and help to charge it slightly. Underneath that, there's tuning, and then there's volume on the back side on that right. Now on the right side of the steering wheel, there's voice commands. You also have some shortcuts for your audio, along with music and Bluetooth, and then cruise control, distance pacing, and your steering assist on the left. For the gauge cluster, this is fixed, so this is what you are going to see with some information on the left and the right, miles per hour, there's the charge, and then it will show you if the vehicle is actively charging, if you're applying the brake or pulling on that regen paddle there. And then you have a few more vitals in the lower section. Now on the left side, there's a dimmer switch for the gauges. You can open up the charging port if that's locked. You do have an auto control for all 5 windows. So this one will do the rear cargo window too. There's no button to put all of them back up, which again would be nice to see. There's lane keeping assist, a control for the front storage. You also have a control for your rear cargo and then an e-brake there. There's one air vent. And then as we work our way to the infotainment system, this is a large screen. You can get into your Play Store. There's also charging, so you can monitor all of this information. You can even get into some trailer settings. So you can get into how to launch and pull out a boat. You can go back to your lights, check your brakes, make sure everything is properly hooked up. You also have parallel parking, so you can get through all of these icons here, just depending on the situation that you are in. And then you can also get into your climates. So you can turn them on, go through all this information, and you can even get to your rear climates as well, which is very helpful. You also have some off-roading information that you can pull up, where you can go through all of these vitals, just depending on what you'd like to see. And you'll notice too in the lower section, you have factory auxiliary switches. So if you want to hook up exterior lighting, you have an area you can do that. I'm not sure where those connections are, but you have them when you're ready to hook up some lighting. There's also an air down mode too. So you can use this if you're off-roading, you can air down to get a little bit more grip, and you have the camera system that you can pull up from there. I'll get back to that here shortly. You can swipe over, you have a few more controls to get into, including your camera, rear automatic braking, and your energy transfer there. And then you'll notice up top, you can actually shut the vehicle off, you can keep it on, you have one pedal driving, and that energy transfer to get into. You also have a few other icons up top that you can get into, and then you'll notice you can go through the shortcuts here. So you have your home screen, you can get into music, there's also Google Maps, you have your phone, and then you can also pull up a few of these controls here that I already showed and get into all of that information. Now in the lower section of the screen, this is within the screen, but the controls are physical buttons. So you have temperature. If you push on the seats, it will actually change the next 2 controls. So now you have your heated and ventilated seats. When that goes away, now you have sync and AC. Fan speeds in the middle where you'd like the air to go. You have some defrosters, and then your passenger adjustments too. Underneath that, there's the heated steering wheel, traction control, hazards, parking sensors, and a shortcut to the parallel parking assistance. There's also a trailer braking system. You have wireless charging with auxiliaries and storage, and you can hide all of that away along with the cup holders there. And then let's put this into reverse. So the release is on the left side. Push it forwards for reverse, where you have a few different angles that you can go through. Now, one thing interesting to keep in mind with your hitch view, the rear tire on the back actually sticks out farther than the hitch. So if you do have a hitch, you are not going to be able to see it unless you have a spotter. Really interesting to see that design, especially if you are using this for towing, you don't have the best visibility to hook up to your trailer. Now there's also drive and a low range gear, and then park on top. Now with the dial in the back, you can rotate the dial. That will go through the different driving modes. So you can go through these as needed. And then with the rest of the controls, you have your air up and air down. So depending on the ground clearance that you need. On the right side is King Crab Walk. On the left side is Crab Walk. So King Crab Walk, if you push and hold on that control, you will notice that it's active now. And what King Crab will do is turn the rear tires 10 more degrees than the previous generation, so that way you have a much tighter turning radius. As you can see in these clips, the first clip was just standard front wheels turning with the rear wheels fixed, and then I did the test with the King Crab Walk. So you do also have the option of going through your rear wheel steering. You can have it off or auto too, or you can go a step further with the King Crab. Now this also has Crab Walk, which is something that hopefully you've seen before. It's something big with Hummer, and especially with their EV models, where you can traverse like a crab would. In all honesty, I think it's a little bit of a gimmick for daily driving. If you do happen to take this off the pavement, it might help you in some of those situations. Now there's also some storage in the armrest, and then you have a lot more down below, and then a locking glove box with plenty of space. This also gets a digital rear view mirror, which is extremely helpful, especially with the tire taking up most of that rear window. You have all those adjustments along with more controls to go through that. OnStar's up top. You have the rear window that you can put up and down, and then some dome lights too. And then here's a look at visibility. You can see a lot of that rear cargo window there. So even with the roof off, that's not going to change your visibility. You can see all around for how massive this is. As we sat off behind the wheel now for the Hummer EV, I've been driving this for a week. This has been pretty much a beast of an SUV to drive. It is massive. We have a huge front windshield here where this actually has 3 wiper blades. Because it's so thin and wide, you need 3 to cover the entire windshield. But other than that, it gives you a really good view. You can easily see the passenger side. It's a tank driving down the road. This is something that has actually been very easy to drive too. I've used the King Crab Walk to parallel park rather than using the parallel parking feature that this has, which you could use. I've used it to get into some really tight spots, and for the size of this vehicle, the maneuverability is spot on. So it's awesome to see some tech features like that to make this usable and drivable. If you're going to the grocery store, you're going to parking lots and parking, there's areas where it's going to be a pretty tight area to maneuver. So as you already saw earlier with some of the exterior clips of this turning, it's very impressive to see. It's also been a very comfortable vehicle to drive. It's quiet as you would expect for an EV. So you could drive this every single day, and it's a smooth ride too with the adaptive suspension. It pretty much gives you a nice luxury focused vehicle for the price point. Now, for the price of this particular model at just over $106,000, they start at $104,000. So this is basically a base model for the Hummer EV. You have other options you can go with. You don't have to get the 3X either. The 2X, I believe, only has 2 motors. That's why it's 2X, 3X. This model has 3. So it gives you a bump in horsepower and torque, just depending on what you are looking to get. And this can also tow more as well. Now let's talk about the power with this model. We don't really have a sport mode. You can really just go into normal and my mode. And then with the instant torque, whoa, it will get up and move. Now with the adaptive suspension too, it's really interesting. It feels like you're at the point of an airplane taking off, because the back end squats, the front end just raises up with all that torque instantly. You just go, woo. Now as far as headroom goes up front, now that I have the roof panels on, at 5'10", currently I'd say 2.5 inches or so, and this does have a height adjustable seat. So you can be taller than me and still fit comfortably. And now that we have the roof panels on, like I mentioned earlier, from the back seats, the roof panels don't really dictate your headspace. It's the bar in the back here that you're closer to. But with the roof panels too, I wish, and I'm not sure if this is accurate or not, I wish there was a transparent option. There's a ton of glare coming from these. You can't see through them. They're not transparent, but I can see my reflection. I can see myself talking. I can see the entire steering wheel at the moment just by glancing up. That back camera may pick it up. Not the biggest deal since you're not looking up while you're driving, but it's just interesting to note. I can see everything, and it would depend on the sunlight, of course, but it's interesting. I wish there were a few other options. It may be a little distracting, just depending on if that is something you notice a lot or not. So the vehicle is currently raising into extraction mode, or extract mode, which is the highest setting. I have it in terrain mode too. And we have the small embankment that we can at least test out, where it's interesting with an EV, I'm not even touching the brake pedal. So as I let off, we have the regen braking that is slowing us down. I believe the rear wheel steering is also activated too, which is a neat feature, especially for its size. We can very easily maneuver. Yep, we have that. So even a turnaround like this would be very easy in an off-road setting if it was a much tighter situation than what we're in right now. And then there's also crab walk, which I have tried to parallel park with crab walk in my driveway. Crab walk to me is a little bit of a gimmick. I think you need a lot more space in order to use crab walk. But as we lose a little bit of traction there, we have a lot of height in order to get through some obstacles like that and easily do our turnaround, and then we're ready to head out. So from a standstill, here we go. Woo. And we're up to speed. Now with the weight of this vehicle, this is the first time taking it on some tighter roads like this, so we'll see how the handling is. There's no sport mode or anything to tighten up the suspension, but it seems to handle its weight pretty well. It's not a vehicle you plan on, ripping through back roads like this, but it seems to carry its weight pretty good for what it is. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the Hummer EV. So you can see the visibility, thin pillars here with your grab handle there, very large side view mirrors, big squares there, boxy just like the rest of the design, which gives you a really good view on both sides as you would expect. But it's very nice. I wouldn't say there's an abundance of tech features. There's some nice options, especially the air down mode, things like that, that owners probably aren't using. I don't know if this is a vehicle that you're really taking off the pavement, but it is very impressive to see the tech features that are coming out, things like the crab walk, the rear wheel steering, and features like that to help you off-road. This is a big vehicle. If you're taking it in some tighter spots, those are definitely going to help. But I wouldn't say it's like a true hardcore off-roader. But it's certainly nice to drive on pavement. Whoa. And then with an acceleration, we are quickly up to speed. Well, that is going to wrap it up for the Hummer EV SUV 3X. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.